I'd say we're just constantly researching into potential new technologies that we can use, whether that be on the design side or in manufacturing. We have good connections with a lot of
the
other
UK and then
In the UK and also North America, very, very popular. And this man developed the colour.
you are the trendsetter.
He is the trendsetter.
This is now going to be a handle for set. This collection is part of antique.
Antique. It looks so, yeah.
안녕하세요. 건축 인테리어 트렌드 전문가 트렌드프레소입니다. 오늘은 호텔 욕실 인테리어 속 조각품, 욕실수전의 레거시, 영국 공장 인터뷰로 인사드립니다. 고급 욕실 인테리어의 비하인드를 보기 위해 영국 버밍엄에 다녀왔나요? 네, 여러분 고급 욕실, 호텔 욕실 인테리어에서 포인트가 뭐라고 생각하세요? 저는 수전이라고 생각합니다. 욕실의 주기능인 물을 토수하기도 하지만 메탈 소재의 기능상 패션처럼 액세서리의 포인트, 욕실 인테리어에 힘을 주는 그 기능을 톡톡히 하거든요. 오늘은 욕실 수전 분야의 레거시라 불리는 200년 된 영국 버밍엄 수전 공장을 찾아가 봤습니다. 버밍엄은 산업혁명 이후 중공업 공장들의 부흥을 이끈 도시인데 현재는 제규어와 랜드로버와 같은 영국의 대표 럭셔리 자동차 공장으로 유명하기도 합니다. 오늘 찾는 브랜드 히스는 영국의 로열패밀리와 하이드파크 주변 부호들의 최고급 주택, 뉴욕 고급아파트의 펜트하우스에 즐겨 사용되고 있는 고급 욕실 수전입니다. 조각 예술품에 버금가는 수공예와 최첨단 기술이 조화된 제작 공정을 소개해줬던 히스 영국 본사 디자이너와 각 공정 전문가분들의 인터뷰를 만나보시겠습니다. 레거시 수전 브랜드는 어떻게 디자인될까요? 사실 전 세계적으로 고급을 표방하는 브랜드들이 많은데 이 영국 브랜드는 어떤 차별점이 있을지 디자인 책임자의 이야기를 들어봤어요.
I mean, I would say the main difference is the quality of the material we use and how long, I suppose, the amount of time we actually take designing an entire range and making sure that every component, fits together and feels nice in your hand. It's not just about it looking good. When you turn a lever or a handle, it's got to feel quality, and we spend a lot of time doing a lot of testing and just refining the design of every single component so that it just feels quality when you turn something or when you feel it. So on our website, you see all the images of our different taps, and you can click onto these different swatch images, and every single one of these images has been generated from our CAD model. So we no longer, for these kind of basic shots that we show on a white background on our website, we render these every single image, every single product in every single finish we offer and every single handle option. We do that individually for every single product within all our new ranges. This product is one of our new form collection products. Mm-hmm. So we've taken our CAD model, we put it into what this is called a rendering software. It's called Autodesk VRED. Mm-hmm. We add all the finishes that will be for that product. We create a fake photography studio, add in the different lights, and it will give the impression of a real photography studio. So what this means now is we can bring the realistic realistic image of all of our products long before we even make anything in brass, so people can see. We're always looking into new technology as well, into ways we can improve how we show our products on the website and how people can view them. So this is where we're at now. We use Autodesk. This rendering software is used in the automotive industry. So we try and take a lot of cues and a lot of ideas the way the automotive industry do things, because they're so kind of ahead of the curve.
So not that many tap manufacturers are using this kind of
not to the level that we're using it. If you look at a lot of, say, any of our competitors, there wouldn't be very many that would show all the handle options and all the finishes of those handle options, because it is quite time consuming, but we try and set ourselves apart by doing that, so that when customers want to look at a product, they can actually see what they're going to get, rather than just seeing a chrome image. Because the majority of our competitors, you'll find they'll just show a chrome image, whereas we've got little swatches that you can click in and see all the different finishes. And whenever we bring out a new finish as well, we'll render that and we'll add it to the website. So we try and keep everything live, keep everything as up to date as we can.
So how the Summer Heath is doing your own effort to be always updated and as a trend leader of this industry?
I'd say we're just constantly researching into potential new technologies that we can use, whether that be on the design side or in manufacturing. We have good connections with a lot of other companies, from the people who show us our CAD training and who do our training for our rendering software. They're also in contact with a lot of big companies like McLaren and Rolls-Royce, and they kind of keep us in the loop with what we should be looking out for in terms of technology and anything that we can use to set us apart.
욕실 수전 디자이너의 디자인 과정은 어떤 모습이었나요? 특히 오랜 역사의 브랜드이지만 최근에는 트렌드를 반영해 헤리티지급의 묵직한 투핸들 제품을 보다 심플하게 그리고 날렵하게 재해석한 디자인이 선보였다고 합니다. 다양한 시제품이 실험되는 모컵 샘플실에서 디자이너와 직접 만나봤습니다.
But yeah, this is where we do all of our development work. So we come into this office, have our meetings, have our development meetings, and this is where we come up with our concepts. So we will rapid prototype components first, so we will come up with them on the CAD, as Rob went through earlier. And it's difficult to imagine how something's going to look just by looking at it on a computer screen. So we will RP components instead of making them out of brass, and then we can gauge and get a feel for how things are going to be. So this is the new form range, single lever. So we would rapid prototype them first, get a feel for them, come up with different handle ideas, and then once we know the scale is correct, we have brass versions made, and then we carry out rigorous testing, endurance tests, water tests. We go to plating trials, make sure everything looks good before we go any further, and then it goes out to the wider world.
So normally those in the tradition of those, UK housings, people tends to more use, two handles, even for the luxury collection. So how is this in terms of those, sales-wise?
Single lever is becoming more and more popular.
More popular in the UK.
Yes, this you will typically find in North America, with what they call the three-hole.
I see.
This is very, very popular in North America, which is our biggest export market. Which is
Probably when they consider those UK products, they might want to have those more classical way.
Indeed.
So were there any specific collection which made you have more demanding procedure in terms of the design process?
Yeah, the new form range.
New form.
Definitely, yeah. Because of how it's designed and because it's so slim and sleek, it makes it a lot more difficult to fit lots of components in a small space. So it becomes a little bit of a headache going forward. Yeah. I think there's about 14 or 15 pieces internally as well.
And internally as well. So if you look here, this is quite a big piece, and you've got the cartridge underneath that's got to fit on top. Whereas with the form,
there's probably three.
It's three, and it's much smaller as well.
Yeah.
You can see the size of it. But underneath, it's much smaller as well. So it's a whole new approach, wasn't it? To engineering and design of the components.
Reducing weight as well. Exporting is quite expensive, shipping costs and that sort of thing. So the production times are a lot smaller. It's a lot quicker to produce. Lot lighter. So yeah, it's much more efficient. And we're trying to take that going forward with every range now. Trying to reduce the waste and think about the bigger picture for the planet and stuff like that. So that's something as a company that we're currently working on. So yeah, it's something that we can all do to make a difference.
This is just showing different colours. We were trying to come up with a city bronze finish.
Yeah.
And this is how many times I think we messed around with the colours until we got the right colour.
Yeah. So how many different procedures we need to go through to make this kind of handle?
Well, that's a very good question. So you'll see this when we go downstairs. Depending on the shape and the style, we have stage one. The metal comes in and it's chopped up. and then it'll either go to hot stamping, where the metal is heated up to about 300 degrees centigrade, and that is then hot stamped into the shape. Once you have that shape, it's then got to be polished and clipped, and then you also have to do some engineering work on the pieces as well. So things like the back will have to be processed so that it will then work with the cartridges. So there's a number of different processes in the first stage. You then have the polishing, and then there's also a lacquering process. That's this one. If you want it with the metal, if it's particularly chrome finish, there's about 24, 25 different processes in the plating process. So there's a lot of work that goes into the manufacturing of the pieces.
Good. 최신 트렌드의 욕실 수전 컬러 개발 과정은 어떤 모습인가요? 최근 가장 사랑받는 컬러는 시티 브론즈라고 합니다. 초콜릿색인 듯 아닌 듯 묘한 황동 소재의 매력을 풍겨내는데요. 이 컬러를 개발한 30년 넘는 경력의 수전 컬러 전문 개발자분의 랩실을 방문해봤습니다.
Papa. Yeah. Literally a nickel plate. It comes out the nickel. Nickel plate.
Finish. Remember you saw that I have a sample in the showroom. Do you remember? This is our new finish. Very, very popular.
Oh.
Antique brass with a matte lacquer. Very, very popular. Very
Spent about 8 months developing.
In the UK and
in the UK and also North America, very, very popular. And this man developed the colour.
You're the trendsetter.
He is the trendsetter.
Okay. Yeah. 200년 전통의 영국 레거시 욕실 수전 브랜드 이야기 재밌게 보셨나요? 이번 버밍엄 공장에서 첨단 기술 파트는 주로 젊은 분들이, 그리고 수공예로 마감하거나 노하우를 담는 개발 부분은 연륜 있는 전문가분들이 신과 구의 조화로 일하고 있는 그 모습이 참 인상적이기도 했습니다. 마지막에 살아남는 자, 레거시로 남는 자는 결국 피상적인 유행에 휩쓸리기보다는 진정성을 담는 그 과정의 비결을 담아내고 있다는 사실 또한 느끼게 됩니다. 건축 인테리어 트렌드 전문가 트렌드프레소, 다음에 더 좋은 정보로 찾아뵙겠습니다. 감사합니다.